Hi, everyone. I want to talk to you about some bullshit I'm experiencing. Um, do you remember before when I mentioned that I fought so hard to get my current car? Well, guess what? That current car of mine is getting taken away from me. So this is now. I lost my car, my 2018 Nissan Versa. That got repossessed in September last year. And then November, I got a 2006 Ford 500. And I was able to drive for Uber with that car. But what I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, but I poured so much of my blood, sweat, and tears into getting that fucking car up and running, and it was all for nothing. Because this fucking dealership I bought this stupid fucking car from, I was so desperate for any car, and at the time when I got that car, my credit was terrible. It's still fucking awful. And I was unemployed. So, and I had no money down. There was no way for me at all to. Any dealership I called pretty much told me something along the lines of, please fuck right off, you poor ass motherfucker. And what I did was I found this one place in my area where they do not do credit check, and it is the only one I found that does no income required in order to get a car from them. And so what happened was I was so desperate for that car. It was 30 miles it's a 30-mile drive from this house to that dealership. So it was $40 for a one-way trip with Uber. Now, by the time I got to that dealership, I only had $30 in my bank account, and it was $40 to go back home. So it was either that or I needed to get a car. I could not walk away that day without getting a car from them. And so what they got me was a 2006 Ford 500. And that car and that dealership was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. And I'm going to take what I've learned from this experience, and I'm going to make extra fucking damn sure I never have to go through anything like this ever again. Because what happened was the first day that actually no sorry not the first day, but I want to say the first week that I got this car, I got pulled over by a cop because the cop thought that the light for the license plate on the back of the car was out. It was not out. It was extremely dim. He told me get that fixed. And then it turns out the only the driver's side headlight was working. The passenger side front headlight would not work at all, so I couldn't drive at night for a very long time. So I had to pay to get every exterior light bulb replaced. Then I needed to take out loans I could not afford in order to... and also, while I was driving on the freeway, one of the tires blew out and fell off, and so I needed to get but then I learned all four of those all the other three tires were very close on death's door already, so I had to replace all four tires. And then I needed to replace the tire rods, and then I had to replace one of the brake calipers because it was leaking brake fluid, and I couldn't stop. And it was getting so dangerous to the point where there was zero pressure when I pressed down on the brake pedal at all. So then the final straw came when last night the check engine light came on. I went to an auto shop, or an auto repair place I trust, that my mom went to for several years before she became permanently disabled, and I trust that manager there. And what he told me was, for now, just refill it with premium gas and use that STP fuel treatment. But before I could even get the chance to refill the fucking car with premium gas, what happened was, the very next day, which is today, the check engine light came on again. Take it back to that guy, and he tells me, yeah, if that happens, then we need to repair that engine. And I said, well, hold on, it's not going to be worth it, because I already spent so much money, and this dealership is already making me pay $345 every 14 days, which is such fucking bullshit that they were making me pay the same amount of money that some rich motherfucker is paying for a lease on a 2020 Mercedes every month. Like, what the fuck? That is not fair. So I just decided, and then the manager told me that I was late. I had a late fee, even though I fucking paid $345 on my last fucking payment that was due 2 weeks ago. So then he said, if you pay me $31.50 today, I will make some arrangement. And then I said, okay. And then I stopped, but then the check-in, right as I started to leave, because I was leaving the dealership, and because I was complaining about the engine problem, but right as I started leaving, the check engine light came on again, and this time the car started fucking shaking violently. It's a fucking miracle I was able to drive it 40 miles from that piece of shit dealership, driving that piece of shit car back to my home here. And so pretty much I just waved the white flag. I said, I was nice about it, but inside I'm fucking boiling, and I want to scream and yell and start fucking punching holes in walls again like I used to do, which caused me to break this pinky in 2019. By the way, which is why I have arthritis in both hands. Isn't that fucking fun? Anyway, so now, pretty much I'm back at square one. The way I was when I was depressed as a motherfucker back in September, where now I don't have a car, but the good news is I'm still an Uber driver. And I guess the only good thing, if you could even call it this, is that Uber has a rental program where they are working with Avis and Hertz, where they will allow Uber drivers to rent from those two places at a discounted rate. And that's the best thing that is the only good positive thing I can think of, because I even got 2 complaints from Uber saying that I got reported by passengers saying that they felt uncomfortable, that my car felt unsafe. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm getting rid of this car, but the bad thing is, in order for me to rent those cars through Hertz or Avis through Uber's rental program, I have to pay for that full rental amount when I pick up that car, instead of me being able to get the car and then pay them when it's done. So the thing that I hate is I have no fucking idea how I'm going to get $200. And the problem is my aunt keeps relying on the stimulus check, saying, oh, well, as soon as we get that stimulus check, we'll be able to get that car for you to rent. But the problem is, I don't trust the government at all. Hell, after all the bullshit that the state of Texas went through with my mom, I hardly trust the Texas government. You think I'm going to trust the United States government, especially after all the bullshit our country has gone through with the last decade? Really? You think I'm going to trust the government to give my aunt the fucking $2,000 or whatever the fuck it is? So yeah, it's tough, but the thing is, I don't feel completely hopeless right now, because I know as long as I can get $200 I can pay for 1 week's rent to drive to so I could start driving and earn money again. And some people might criticize me and judge me because they're saying, "Oh, well, it's so expensive. You're just spending even more money." Bullshit. I'm saving money because I had to spend so much money making all those repairs that I just mentioned on that bullshit Ford 500. I gladly welcome a car from Hertz or Avis, because at least I know with that, they have to go through some sort of certification process where they have to meet some kind of quality standard of reliability. At least I will feel safer driving those things, those rental cars, than I ever did driving this fucking Ford 500 bullshit. Anyways, that's just a rant that I had to do, and I don't know if I should even call this a rant, because this is just me explaining what I'm going through, because I'm not like boiling with anger, even though that's how I wanted to feel originally. It's just, this is what's going on, and I'm currently in like purgatory right now, where I don't know how long I'm going to be without a car yet again. So, and I called the dealership. I said I cannot afford to repair that engine and continue to pay for your overpriced, ridiculous bullshit payment. I did not say ridiculously overpriced bullshit. I just said I cannot afford to pay for that payment. But inside, in my head, that's what I'm thinking as I'm telling them this on the phone. And you know what they said? They did not offer to get me in another car. They didn't say, "Well, you've never missed a payment. You've made your 4 payments perfectly on time." None of that shit. All they said was, "When can you drop it off here?" And I said, I just told them, "Are you not listening? The car is undrivable." So then they said, "Okay, we'll pick it up Monday morning. Goodbye." Click. That's it. And fuck that dealership. And here's the problem. I don't want to say the name of that dealership, because based on the bad luck I've had in my life over these last 2 years, I don't want to risk getting sued. I don't even know if they have the right to sue me, but by calling them out in this video, but I'm not going to take that chance. So that is just an update story for what is going on right now, because this is me. This is my life. I want to be honest with you, the viewers that have stuck with me all this time, and I can never thank you enough for it. And so this is the thing. Some people are saying you might be too personal. Well, fuck that, because this is, after all the shit I've gone through in my life, this is what I've learned. Anytime I talk to anyone, this is what I do. I lay everything out on the table, because I don't want someone to end up beating me up because I forgot to mention something that I should have said the first meeting. So this is how I treat it. I put out everything on the table. Take it or leave it. Because I have zero tolerance now for bullshit, for fake, for people pretending to be nice. That's because I've been burned way too badly in the past 2 years with all these people, especially the goddamn Texas state government, pretending that they were going to help me when all they're doing is trying to take this fucking house away from me that I've been living in 11 years old. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting carried away, going off on a tangent. That's a whole other video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.